I had never thought my life would come down to a Kodiak brown bear invading my tent with claws out, growling and mouth wide open, a creature that could end it in seconds. It was supposed to be a thrilling adventure, a salmon fishing trip to the pristine Kodiak fishing area on Kodiak Island. It was going to be a chance to disconnect from the world and reconnect with nature. But the wilderness has a way of turning your expectations upside down. It was one of those nights on Kodiak Island, Alaska, that I realized just how unpredictable and dangerous the wild could be. It was the middle of the night on Kodiak Island. I had spent the day fishing, enjoying the peace of being alone in the wilderness. My tent was my safe haven, a small bubble of comfort amidst the vast, unpredictable wilds. But that bubble was shattered in an instant. I was deep asleep when I felt the ground trembling slightly and heavy footsteps approaching. Before I could fully wake up, the tent walls ripped open and collapsed around me. I was face to face with a massive Kodiak Grizzly. I could see his silhouette against the night sky. It was standing straight up. Its paws were stretched out with its claws ready to swipe across my face. The sound of its growling pierced the night like a pack of wolves howling outside my torn and now ripped tent. Time seemed to slow down and almost stopped. I knew I was going into bear country, so I took all the precautions. After eating, I hoisted all my food and cooking utensils up a tree. I had no food in my tent, and I slept with my .338 Winchester Magnum loaded right next to me. I didn't have time to be scared. I acted out of a primal need to survive. I picked up the rifle, quickly cycled the action to chamber a cartridge into the chamber, and truly from my hip, lifted the barrel up to the silhouette that was coming at me and pulled the trigger. It was as if I were in a movie. It was slow motion. I could see the gunpowder flames leaving the barrel's end. I immediately smelled that distinct smell of burned gunpowder in the air. I heard the whack of the bullet hitting the bear. The bear was now on its four legs and had turned broadside to me. Not even thinking of what to do next because it was automatic for me, I pulled the trigger. My senses were on sensory overload. Was this really happening to me? Again, I heard the whack of the bullet hitting the bear. Before I had another bullet in the chamber, the bear was gone. The sounds of the bullet being fired were echoing through the canyon I was in. Where was my flashlight? I felt numb. I have been told the most dangerous bear is a wounded bear. Was the bear wounded? Was it dead? Was the bear going to attack again? I remained vigilant. Time began to return to normal. I found my flashlight. It was my good fortune that it didn't rain that night. I stayed awake the rest of the night, ready with my rifle, not resting on my lap, but in the crook of my arm and shoulder, ready to shoot at a moment's notice. When the first light came, I surveyed my camping spot, and there rolled down a slight embankment. It was the expired bear, at least I thought it was. I approached the bear so cautiously, my rifle ready to shoot. Carefully, I touched the bear's eye with the end of the gun's barrel, because if the bear was still alive, its eye would have blinked. My fishing trip had come to an end. I took out my fishing knife and sharpener and commenced to skin the bear. While skinning the bear, I found 6 shotgun buckshot pellets in between the bear's hide and the carcass of the bear. I packed up the bear pelt and buckshot, packed out. I stopped by the game warden's office and explained what happened to me. The game warden said I was lucky to be alive. When I showed him the buckshot pellets that came from the stomach and underbelly of the bear, he told me that the only way that those pellets could be found on that spot of the bear's body was that it had previously come upon a fisherman that had a shotgun and shot the bear while the bear was standing up attempting to attack him. I was lucky to be alive. Upon returning home, I read about another fisherman in the same area who had been attacked and killed by another bear only a couple of miles from where the bear attacked me. Surviving in the wild isn't about being the strongest or the fastest. It's about respecting the world around you, understanding the risks, and knowing that every step could be your last. These encounters taught me that nature is unpredictable, unforgiving, and beautiful all at once. The wilderness doesn't care who you are or what you've done. It tests you, pushes you to your limits, and reminds you of what it means to be alive. If you like these types of stories, please subscribe to our channel, like, share, and hit the notification bell. We would love to hear your comments. The wilderness is both beautiful and unforgiving, and every step can be a matter of life or death. but it's those moments that make you feel truly alive.